welcome to Homestead Reptile. This is a Homestead Tuesday where we're going to go over different livestock type animals. And today we're talking about rabbits. Rabbits have a very interesting case. So these rabbits are in a rural king. These rabbits are for agricultural purposes only. That's what the sign says. These guys are different varieties of meat rabbits. I can name a few of the breeds right here. So rabbits are a very interesting case because there are rabbits that people keep as pets, and there are rabbits that have been selectively bred to be big and to be meat. Rabbits are very interesting because they're the two very different worlds that do meet and collide with each other. It's interesting because we don't have it with any other animal in the United States that I can think that has this dual purpose nature, and it's interesting. So rabbits were originally bred for meat. So we're going to talk about meat rabbits versus pet rabbits. So meat rabbit breeds are generally much larger than pet rabbits. So the average is 8 pounds and plus for meat rabbits. And pet rabbits are normally like around 6 pounds or less for pets. So here are some popular meat breeds. We have the New Zealand white and red. That's a 10 to 12 pound rabbit. California, which is an 8 to 11 pound rabbit. We have the chinchilla, which is also a meat breed, 9 to 12 pounds. We have the silver fox, that's a 10 to 12 pound rabbit. Now we're getting to our pets. They've got our dwarves, it's a 1.1 to 2.5 pound rabbit. Holland lops, 2 to 4 pound rabbit. Then we have our mini lops, which is our largest one, 4.5 to 6.5 rabbit. Then we have our lion heads, which is a 2.5 to 3.75 rabbit. So rabbits are seen by a lot of people as livestock, as these goats are here when I was at a livestock auction. So again, it's like these two different groups see them very differently. So the best thing I can compare these two groups are to my chickens here. So I have a little booted bantam young cockerel, and then I have a young cockerel that is a dual purpose meat bird. So he is a Rhode Island red, and he is developing very nicely. So he is going to the meat flock, and our little booted bantam is just going to the fun bantam group that we admire. He's cute, adorable, and he's pretty. So one we keep for the purpose of producing more meat, and one we keep for the purpose of he's cute. We keep him as a fun little pet, and that's how rabbits are divided. So there's really small dwarf rabbits, people aren't eating them. They're pets. There's really big rabbits, people are eating them or using them to breed for larger meat rabbits to then eat them. It's a total different world, and the care is extremely different. So meat rabbit care versus pet rabbit care is completely different. So a lot of pet rabbit care comes from the meat industry. So if you see rabbits in hutches, it's kind of the lingering stuff that comes from the meat industry. So hutches are really meant for meat rabbits. And how people see rabbits. So a lot of people see rabbits as kind of dirty, gross animals. They're like chickens. So I love my chickens, but I would never have a house chicken. They poop all over the place. And people see rabbits the same way, that they're outside animals. They're not meant to be in a house. That's a lot of people. And people will look at you a little weird if you had a chicken in your house. There are some people that will look at you a little weird having rabbit free roam your house. Rabbit care has really, really changed. So a lot of popular rabbit YouTubers have been pushing for free roaming rabbits. No hutches. They should have just a little station they go to, and they should roam your house free. You can litter box train them. Rabbits can be somewhat litter box trained, but not 100%. Not like a cat, where if your cat's going outside the litter box, you're either not cleaning it enough or they have some medical condition. Rabbits will still leave pellets in places. So there's nothing wrong if you want to free roam your rabbit. It's your thing. But I'm just kind of trying to explain the different mindsets of how people see rabbits, because I've worked in shelters where I've taken care of rabbits that were in shelters. 90% of those rabbits were put to sleep. They're not. It's weird. They are a popular pet, but no one really wants to put in the work to actually take care of them, because as soon as they become difficult, and you think they're not expensive to care for, rabbits get sick for random stupid reasons. They're just like a sickly creature. I don't know why they have like a ton of GI tract problems. They're just a complicated animal compared to a cat or a dog. And they just randomly die for random reasons. So the husbandry of rabbits in the meat industry, like I was saying, is very different. So hutches are normally really popular. Hutches with a mesh flooring, so the feces falls out and you don't have to clean it. The hutches are also raised up off the ground, and that's because rabbits, uh, our domestic rabbits are a European species of rabbit, and they can't interbreed with American cottontails, but American cottontails can give your domestic rabbits a ton of diseases. So it's try to prevent disease. People will also colony breed, where they'll set up an area where they fence it in, keep it safe, and they allow the rabbits to live in a colony and just live kind of a natural like lifestyle. And then that's when they harvest them out. So rabbits are generally harvested around 6 to 8 weeks, when they're still kind of young and the meat's supple, and that's when they're harvested out. So it's a completely different mindset in how these two groups see rabbits. There are people that see them as pets and people that see them as meat. And the closest thing I have a comparison to is chickens, because I have chickens that we're keeping just as pets, and we have chickens that we're going to eventually eat. And I don't necessarily think it's wrong if you're going to eat rabbit. I think rabbit meat actually kind of sucks. It's not a very good meat. But if you're going to eat rabbit, it's your choice. You can legally do it. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm not a rabbit person. They're not a species I generally enjoy caring for. I think they kind of suck as pets, to be honest. And the fact that, now, I've worked in shelters before, and maybe I'm becoming a little jaded when it comes to rabbits, but I've been around a lot of really mean rabbits. And how many I've seen go to other shelters, so I was like, I know they're going to that shelter, they get put down. And I know they get put down. Most of them get put down. And I just don't see the same waste in animals when it comes to people that are using them as actual, like, meat animals. I don't see people just putting them down for no reason, except for when they're harvesting them out, not like ditching them as pets. But again, it's two different mindsets. It's like if chickens are actually becoming more popular as pets, and there are people that are just going to keep them as pets that occasionally lay an egg, that's fine. And there are people that are going to actually use them as meat, and that's also fine. So it's one of those things. But if this was interesting, like and subscribe, tell me what you think. These little goslings are definitely enjoying the water.